Good morning to our usually Monday morning coffee chat. We are now on Tuesday and we have the gorgeous Kylie Ellis, who I spent the whole weekend, 3 nights over in Port Elliot. And we went through her amazing system that, as we were just chatting before, she has been building for the last 10 years. And she has been in business for over 10 years. So, for those of you that are brand new on the call, I just want to let you know that these coffee chats generally happen weekly unless I'm somewhere around the world traveling. Now, Facebook Live has, it's kind of back on and on. So I might just stop that one because we want to stay focused here. And for our members of you,
Hey guys, so we're
goodness,
about to hit off.
all sorts of technology that are happening this morning. It's you, Kylie. It's all the tech.
It's got to be me.
I'm being challenged in every sort of way, but that's all good, all good. So this morning we thought how appropriate, since everything's still fresh in my head, around what Kylie and I did this past weekend, to actually bring forward her opinions around it, and also to share a little bit from a layman person who's not very techy, how easy this stuff can be and how quickly it can start working. Because we just made the Facebook ads go live yesterday towards what we were doing, and already I haven't even checked this morning. I think there's been 30 leads and a few sales with it. So let me give you the official introduction of Kylie. I gave you the sort of unofficial one. We did connect about a year ago, and we chatted, and then we sort of lost touch for 5 or 6 months, and ended up catching up in Sydney earlier this year and deciding that we were really going to experience what each of us does for our clients. Because Kylie used to be known as the publishing queen, as you may see that little logo on the bottom left hand side of her screen, and she's added and marketing nowadays. And basically, we caught up and we thought we're so complementary to what we do, but she doesn't want to do what I'm doing with the 48-hour author retreats, and vice versa. I'm not really that, I guess, IT savvy, or neither do I want to get involved. After doing what we did this weekend, I certainly leave it in her capable hands, and I'm glad to know, though, how it properly works. So if you do have questions, guys, or comments, please post them in the question box. Let me give you the official introduction, and then we can have a bit of a chat. So 10 years ago, Kylie opened a graphic design studio where the majority of her work was in publishing. As a result, 5 years later, Kylie rebranded as a publishing house, where she became known as the publishing queen, as I said, as she now not only published books but educated people on how to self-publish. Now married and a mother of two with 10 years industry experience, Kylie turns her focus to sharing her marketing expertise with those in the small business sector, as publishing a book is only part of the much bigger marketing picture. As the new and improved business card, the book allows you to get instant credibility as the expert in your field while attracting your ideal client time and time again. But this on its own, it's no longer enough, which is why Kylie is excited to move into the marketing arena. Kylie looks forward to sharing the new and constantly changing cutting edge marketing techniques with those wanting to move from a physical business or a 9 to 5 job to a virtual one, so that they can experience the joys of a fully automated business. Her newest books, Automated Marketing and Virtual Business, form the foundations of everything she will be teaching well into the future, including the fully automated sales and fulfillment process with the multi-level sales letter and the database you get paid to build. Amazing, isn't it? So Kylie, also, I should have gotten you to create that slide you're creating for this weekend with all your books, but I know Kylie will be writing her 9th book at my retreat this weekend. So welcome officially.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So why don't you tell me, first of all, I know you used to love doing the things that you do with me, and now you're taking it to that next level with further automation. And I know, for the fact of the matter, I think we need a bit of both worlds. How has been your experience now that you've fully automated your business, and what is it that you're finding?
And that's a good question. Well, as you said, I did fully automate my business. I think it was about 2 years ago when I actually finished fully automating it, so I could say it's 100% automated. And my experience, believe it or not, was not initially positive. See, I thought what people always wanted, true work-life balance. You fully automate your business, you have a completely passive income stream. That's what everyone's striving for, so they can do whatever they want with their time. I got bored. I didn't like it. I love what I do. So even though I had a passive income coming in, about 2 years ago I had my second child. I thought 2 children, you've got to stay at home, be a stay-at-home mum then. Yeah, so not stay-at-home mum material. No offense to people that love doing that, but it just was not for me. So I loved the passive income, loved the fully automated income stream, but I wanted to get back into what I did because it was working for me. Without me, I wasn't getting to do it. So I did. I had to take a note out of Natasha's book and actually bring back in some of those manual steps. So I still do a couple of manual things now, such as the weekend retreats that Natasha's talking about. And I also do live webinars, not all the time, but sometimes because I miss this stuff, and I do some coaching sessions. But what's really, really interesting is, as I said, I got what I thought I always wanted, true work-life balance. And while I stress the importance of having a fully automated sales, marketing, and fulfillment system, what I now teach when I do things manually at these retreats, at these webinars, or even in my personalized coaching session is how to create that. Because the only reason I believe you should manually do stuff is to help people automate.
Yeah, right. Love it, love it. And I get what you're saying, because I really get driven by the purpose of seeing and being with people and doing the offline stuff. But I know how nice would it be when we do have those 3.5 months off a year, that there is that automation and the passive income streaming through. Even though we are set up on payment plans with people and we have year-long round income, it's still it's nice to have that that backup and to be spending a certain percentage of your time automating your business. Is there a certain percentage of time that you would encourage people to be learning and spending time in automating their business?
It's a good question. Initially, I recommend people do a 50-50 split. So if you want to work in your business, which, as I said, I'm now choosing to do, I think you should spend 50% of your time marketing your business. Now, let's say you were working a 40-hour week, which we know you don't have to do in your own business. You can choose to work less or you can choose to work more, but let's just base it off the 40-hour weeks. That means I'm technically telling you that you should be doing 20 hours worth of marketing a week. Now, that could be anything. It could be like you do, speaking, that counts as marketing. It could be working on your book to get it out there, that counts as marketing. But what I'm saying is, of that 20 hours, of that 50%, you should actually be spending as much of that time as possible setting up automated marketing, because once it's done, the number of hours you have to work reduces, which of course means that 50% reduces. So whatever you're doing in the setup phase, because you need to do setup work in order to get long-term results. Whatever you're doing in the setup phase that you can set up once and get to work for you on an ongoing basis, for example, creating a product that can be delivered once and sold an infinite number of times, or creating a service that you can deliver once and sell an infinite number of times to an infinite number of people, that's what I believe you should be doing in the marketing space.
Mm. And that's what we were doing over the weekend. Is we were setting up the automation. I had already got the product, so this is where we complement. Is that some of your people don't have their product as yet, or their book, or their online course. Where I came to this weekend with the Bums on Seats book being ready and the online course being ready. So what we were able to do is go from start to finish, which, as you said, you've never had someone finish everything at your retreat. Yeah.
I cram a lot into the 48 hours, as I'm sure you'll testify to, but I do give homework. It's just a small amount, but it's just because there's certain things that just can't get done in that time. There's two ways to come to my course. You could come to my course having already published your book, having already filmed your course, exactly like Natasha did, and then you're doing the marketing, and when you leave, you're basically done. But there's the other way you can do it. You can come first and market first if you're interested in pre-sales and things like that. You can not have put pen to paper. You cannot have filmed one video. In fact, you might not have even fully thought about what's going into your course. If you come with that frame of mind, you do all the marketing first, but of course the homework you take away is you actually need to write and design and edit and publish that book, just like you need to film the course and create the resources and upload them to the otherwise full automation that's going on.
Yeah, I love it, and and absolutely. So this is if for those that are listening, your course is more relevant in the information type product space. Is that right?
Exactly. The reason I liked connecting with you and the reason I've come from the book background is because that's really what I specialize in.
Mm,
Publishing a book as the new and improved business card is the base level, but what are you doing with that book?
mm.
Well, smart people leverage the content of that book into the course. Let's say the book sells for 20 odd dollars, the course might sell for 200 odd dollars. Add a naught, you've heard my add a naught strategy.
Yeah.
So my point is not only have you increased your average income, but let's say you sell the course on time payments, you've taken it from one payment to ongoing payment subscription. Now you're creating cash flow. Whether you sell the book or whether you sell the course, you're actually getting paid to both build your profile and market your business, which is awesome, but you're getting paid that passive income, because it is passive, without doing anything. So you've turned marketing from a traditional business expense to a profit generating exercise, and you're doing nothing to get it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. And I've come from the train of thought or experience. I always say to people, I'm never going to teach you something I haven't done myself. And this was part of the reason for me coming to you. Of course, I don't want to teach what you're teaching because I'm not techie savvy or you know what I mean? Like, I just, it wouldn't be my passion because I'm
There
not,
is a lot of tech.
yeah, so I'm not driven around that.
Sorry,
But
I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, it is technical. I get that's not you.
yeah, yeah. And so what I teach a lot of my clients
Sorry,
how to
go
be
on.
famous offline and what are the positioning things you need to be doing offline. A little bit of online, certainly social media. I'm huge on that and I teach that a lot. But as you say, yeah, there's so much you can do once you have put in all that hard work to bring out a book and really have gotten over yourself, because that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't write books, is because of that, you know, being scared of standing out and being criticized and all that sort of stuff. And we talked about that on the weekend. So I get what you're saying. And this was truly, I guess it came into my world when I needed to step it up as well. I think so. You never sort of attract, I say the teacher turns up when the student is ready. And I think I was your student with this weekend gone. And I was ready to hear it because it's getting to a point in my business that I have to cut off some of my offline the marketing that leads into offline opportunities, because I cannot, I cannot, I guess, fulfill the demand because there's only one of me. And having an automated funnel, then I can turn the tap back on, like we did yesterday with what
Exactly.
we, yeah, which with what we built yesterday. Really, I don't need to be there. And yeah, it's just been getting amazing response through the Facebook ads we've been running. So okay, so maybe share with us what are the what is it from what you do? Because I didn't fully understand it when I originally met you. I even caught up face to face. I now fully understand it finally after a year long of figuring it out. But if you could explain to our listeners what happens, maybe the three key things that happen at the weekend, that
Mm-hmm.
sort of give them a little bit of an understanding. Because as I was going through them, the picture was becoming clearer.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I do. I'll admit that I bring people into the weekend a little bit cold because that's important that they actually learn as they go through and don't get overwhelmed with everything at once, though you do generally get overwhelmed by the end of it. The three key things is you come in knowing that you're going to go out with your sales, marketing, fulfillment funnels completely automated, and that you're going to make live sales in the room. They don't know too much more than that because it's hard to fully understand until you get there. But if I had to break it down to three bits, I'd say when we get there, what we focus on the first day is creating the content, because you can't fully automate anything if there's not content in it to sell for you when you're not there. So the content is key. Now, content kind of has three components. It has that text-based stuff, so that's kind of copywriting, so that's important. It has the video-based stuff, so that's not just learning video marketing, but it's learning the copywriting of what to say before you say it so you know what to say in the videos. And it's also a little bit of linking, meaning sometimes it's not text or video based, it's actually hyperlinks. And they're really important because these hyperlinks aren't just stuff like a call to action. They're things that can make everything function on fully automated sales, marketing, and fulfillment funnels, such as, something as simple as getting your Facebook link right. And I know that sounds silly because it's simple as copy and paste, but you saw on the weekend, if you accidentally copy and paste one extra or one less letter, nothing works. But so long as you've got that link right, I mean, we've configured it so you paste in one spot and everything automatically programs itself. But that one link doesn't just, for example, say someone clicks here because they want to join you on Facebook. It also allows you to share any page on your website directly to Facebook so that people can share any of the free resources you're giving away. It also allows people to put live comments on your website, or your online distribution portal, I should say, though it is a web platform, and go straight through live to their Facebook account, your Facebook account, things like that. So one little copy and paste makes a lot of things happen. So I'd say that's step one. The second thing we do is we take all of this content and we actually make it work. So this is the boring bit, the bit where you almost fell asleep in it and couldn't fully remember what we did, but it's the powerful bit, because while you're a little bit bored, basically copy and pasting, because that's all you're doing, you're copy and pasting the codes of those videos, you're copy and pasting the text you wrote, you're copy and pasting those links and checking that you do get them right. And when we put all of that into basically 10 years worth of work I've been working on, and as I say, working on over 10 years, constantly changing. I never run the same retreat twice because I've constantly got to improve things, change marketing methods, things like that between them. We copy and paste that data into stuff I've pre-built for you, which brings us to the third section where we can literally go live. Now, going live has two components to it. Firstly, testing and measuring. Just because I've been working on something for 10 years to make it perfect for you, just because I updated something from the last retreat to a new marketing method, just because I tested and measured it before I gave it to you does not mean it will work. Even if you did the right thing, even if your stuff was copy and pasted perfectly, this is the online space. Just like when you're speaking live, for example, something can go wrong, like your PowerPoint can stop working, or the venue can lose power and you're standing there talking in the dark. It's exactly the same in the online space. So you need to test and measure everything. So that last third step, test it's all perfect, be your customer, go through your customer experience, buy your own book. Check what your customer's going to experience. And when you know everything is perfect, and I guarantee it won't be the first time around, that's why we test and measure. I generally have 5 people in the room, and those 5 people will test and measure and get a different problem each of them. Never the same thing, because it's all different. But as soon as you fix that little thing, tweak it here or there, add the space or take the letter out that you accidentally copied across, and it's perfect, the second half of that is drive traffic. And that, as you know, is where the real magic happens, because you're sitting there talking about the next step. I'm going to do this traffic driving method, or we're going to talk about bookstore distribution next, and your phone goes beep, it's another sale, beep, there's another sale, and you did nothing for them. And that's the gold at the end of the course.
Love it. And it was right. I think,
hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, we generated over 70 leads in a few hours when we went live, and I think 7 or 8 sales, and I've had more come through as we've come home. One thing that really stood out for me as well is the cold traffic generation ways that you taught me, because I never knew that they existed, and that was kind of really cool. Certainly the warm lists and email database and Facebook and social media that I've already been hanging out on and people know of me, but to discover where to find cold traffic and get it, that was invaluable. I love it. Awesome. So I have got 3 questions that I generally ask people on this coffee chat, if you like. And while you've been talking, also, guys, in the chat box, I have put the 2 links where our automated distribution channel starts of the books and the courses. If you wanted to go along to those and take yourself through the process, then please use them. But also what I'll do now, before I ask you my questions, I might just post put up your little link on your oh my goodness, hang on, go away. A few things are now popping up on my screen. Oh, I just clicked. Yep, beautiful. I am just going to copy this link. Oh, that's your webinar thing. I need to get you the other link. Hang on. I think you sent it to me in
should be on the screen.
On the PowerPoint.
I think it's actually on the screen. You can have a look at it. It's on the PowerPoint.
Here it is. I'm just trying to copy it out of there because I needed to get out of the PowerPoint. All right, here we go. Make it big again. It's all right. Why?
As we were saying, technology, it's not always your friend, but you couldn't live without it.
No, I'm just going to try to go in the question. Oh, I can't click into anything on the thing. Guys, you're just going to have to, while you are seeing this slide, write down that link at the bottom of the slide. This is Kylee. She's running actually a full-on awesome webinar that I've listened on more of this information next Wednesday. What time is it? Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday night, it's actually 9 p.m. So for those of you with children like myself, you can get them in bed fast asleep and fully concentrate.
Yep. So 9 p.m. next Wednesday is that particular webinar. So if you copy that link, here. Oh, you did it, Kylie.
I've just done it for you because I just realised I can type in. Can everyone see what I say?
Yeah.
If not, you can copy and paste it on
Organisers and panelists. No, you can't. I can't even type on top of the chat.
Hold on, I'll paste it again to everyone.
Yeah, everyone. Yep.
Send, go to webinar. No, that's organizer. Oh, it doesn't let me send to everyone. Organizer and panelists. Oh, hold on, organisers and panelists. Is that everyone?
No, that's you and me.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to help by putting it there.
Yeah, guys, my whole panel's just not responding. It just keeps beeping at me. I don't know why. Hang on. I think I worked it out. I worked it out. Yay! Here it is. I sent it. I worked it out. It was something that was in the background that I hadn't clicked on. Okay, so my 3 questions for you that I ask every single guest.
Yep.
That, how do you deal when mental funk strikes? How do you deal with it in your business? Because all of us in business, and you've been now over 10 years, as you said, go through moments of everything going amazing and we're, smashing it. But then there's those moments where we feel like we're losing our marbles and it's like everything feels like it's imploding. So how do you deal with it yourself?
Yep. Good question. I don't personally deal with it too well. Just because we're all emotional beings and, something goes really, really bad, I do for a second, like everyone else, get hung up and go in and go, everything was going perfect. How did that one thing go so bad? Oh, no. And, that's the second where your world falls apart. And then I kind of give myself a kick in the butt and go, Kylie, come on, you're better than this. Like, what's going on? Who cares what other people think?
Yeah.
Who cares that didn't work? And then what I do is I take a step back, and that's not necessarily sitting down, relaxing, or doing something different, though it is for most people. It's looking and going, does this really matter big picture? And a lot of the time it doesn't. The reason you're upset at the time is because you're caught up in it. Take that step back, look at it and go, how do I navigate around this? And as soon as you do that, you've removed yourself from it. It takes 2 seconds to navigate around any potential thing that could go wrong. And actually, if you're not too involved in the task, you can see something before it goes wrong, navigate around it beforehand, and then just keep moving forward.
Yeah. So the key question is, how do I navigate around this?
Plan ahead, look ahead. Do not get too caught up in what you're doing. That's why I said I'm not so good at it, because I do get too caught up in what you're doing. Look ahead, go, okay, this is what's potentially going to happen if you want to do it on a day-by-day basis today. I've got my business fully automated, so I know I'm going to make money today by doing nothing. I know that all of that's going to happen, but I also know that maybe someone's going to contact me about something, and maybe if I fully automated today, I didn't want to work today. So how you could navigate around that is, for example, have a pre-set up, fully automated calendar where they can go, I need you right now. They can book into your next available appointment, which if you're not wanting one that day would be the day after. If you were wanting one that day, you already know the time you've allocated. Say you don't want to work in business hours because either in business hours you've got a commitment or you're doing something with your family or friends. You could set up your calendar to only take appointments, let's say 8 to 9 in the morning and 5 to 6 at night. That way, you know exactly when you're available. They get happy. They need to speak to you right now. What's your next appointment? They know when it is. They've booked it in. Your phone alerts you to it, or phone, email, however you've got it set up. And hey, presto, you're not worried about anything that could potentially go wrong that day, because if someone's got an issue, they call you. You handle it in the allocated time slot. Yeah. That's just one example.
I think you already answered my second question in terms of how do you achieve balance in your life, and it's against navigating through the choice, how much you want to work, when, what time. And I love how that idea for us setting things up between 8 and 9 and after 5 to 6, usually I wouldn't be booking normal appointments. So because I'm manual and I didn't want to, make everything, calendarized, but still use an automated system, that was really a cool tip. And what's one tool? In this section, usually we're looking for a techie tool. I've
got lots of them.
Yeah. Just one though now, Kylie, that you would recommend to our listeners. Either could be an app or it could be something, an online software that you love using. And what is it about? And just a minute on that.
Okay. I'm going to touch on what you touched on before, touching on those cold leads. See, whatever you do, down the publishing path, fully automating the marketing of publishing. That's awesome. But you always need to send traffic to it. Now, warm traffic, even if you know them, even if it's your database, even if it's social media, you're still manually doing a step to get there. I'm going to refer to a program called myopportunity.com. You can type that into a web browser. Don't do it now, obviously. Go do it after the coffee chat. Myopportunity.com, the reason I'm going to recommend this technology is it's completely free. Now, don't get me wrong. They do have paid versions. Don't purchase them, because you can do all you need to on the free version. What you do is you go in, you set up a couple of keywords, for example, what services you offer, another couple of keywords, who you're looking for. Note who you're looking for as your target market. So don't say you're looking for a dentist if you need to get your teeth done. Say you're looking for a business coach if your target market is business coaches, for example. Where you're looking for them from. So for in Australia, you might pick some of the capital cities, and then just basically hit submit when you're setting up the account. It'll run in the background, give it a minute or so, and it'll automatically generate leads for you. Once set up, it'll automatically do this every day and just pop them in. And all you need to do with these leads, assuming you have done what we've been talking about and setting up your fully automated sales fulfillment and marketing funnels, all you need to do with these leads is send them a special letter. So don't just say, hi, my name is and I'm good at this, I'd love to work with you. No, a special, specifically copywritten letter that basically walks people through the steps of solving their problem with a question, telling them what you do and how they'll feel from having had it done, with a call to action, that web link to a free sample that starts the very start of your otherwise fully automated sales funnel. Sign it off, personalize it with their name at the start, copy and paste that to the first lead and hit send, and then keep going. Paste to the second lead, change it to their name. She's actually bringing it up on screen to demonstrate to you. Here it is. It's absolutely fantastic. As I said, it's completely free, and you're accessing your target market. You're getting cold leads you wouldn't have otherwise had. Perfect for your target market. Here you can see Natasha's got about 200 of them right there. She's already done my course, so she's already got her pre-written copywriting template, and all she does is copy and paste it, change the name at the start, hit send, and yes, there's a manual step you have to copy and paste. I've got many other things I could talk about that don't involve that, but they generally involve paying, so this is why I picked this example, because it's completely free. But other than that, copy and paste, everything's fully automated. I think it's a great solution. Go find your cold market and get them to your complete automation. That would be my biggest tip.
Love it. And I love it too. So I just showed them, obviously, for the sake of the recording as well, what it is and what that looks like in the background of what I typed up to the people, as well as, how the leads are obviously already there in the system. And I've done the link in the chat box also, guys. Fantastic. Just one question from Katrina. Do you recommend a writer to create course content?
Good question. No. I don't recommend a writer to create your book. I recommend you write it yourself, and you know from Natasha how to do that quickly and easily. But if you can quickly, easily create the content of your book yourself, why are you getting someone else to create the content of your course? Actually go back a step. You don't even need to write your course, because you already have. Your course should be a leveraged online version of your book, which means if you have 12 chapters in your book, you have 12 modules in your course. Take a look at your book, whether you've already written it or whether you've only planned it out in an unpack. You're going to have subheadings within those chapters. Let's say chapter 1 has 3 subheadings. You can look at those 3 subheadings and go, well, I'm going to film a video on each of those 3 things, so there's going to be 3 videos in that module. Guess what? You've now planned it out. As far as the content goes, you know the topic of that video. You stand in front of the camera and, no joke, you start talking about that topic. You wrap up that topic. Pretend you're having a conversation with someone who knows nothing about that topic. So start where you'd naturally tell them the first thing they'd ever hear if they knew nothing about it. Go through the logical flow and then leave them with the last thing you're going to tell them if they're never going to hear anything about that topic again, and end your video. You don't even need a script. It's got to be genuine and real, coming from the knowledge in your head. That's all you need to do. If there was 3 per chapter and 12 chapter, that's 36 videos. If you've only got 10 minutes to put the video together because there's only 10 minutes worth of stuff you want to say because you don't want to overwhelm them with too much, that's just 36 10-minute recordings. You could do it in one weekend if you wanted to. You could do one a night for 36 nights. You wouldn't even have to do it in the day. You could set aside a whole day. It's up to you. It's a lot simpler and easier than people think.
Yeah, I love it. And Katrina is one of my authors. She only got her book last week, I think it was, that she got it in her hand, so she can totally do this.
You're good to go, yeah.
Yeah, she's good to go. Adam, yes, we can chat if you want. Call me after. I'll have a few minutes after this coffee chat. I've got a 10 o'clock. But if you want, you can give me a buzz. I can send you my number straight after we get off. But I need to be finished by 10. Email marketing software would you recommend from Katrina? Do you want to quickly answer that, because I know we're over time, and I've got over a couple of
That's okay. Without going into technical names, because I can tell you the system I use, but that might not necessarily be right for you because I use it for everything. But the reason I use the system I use is because everything's in one space. So as far as which email marketing system you should use, I don't personally like any particular system, not because there's anything wrong with them, but because I need to buy an email marketing system, then I need to buy a CRM system, then I need to buy a website platform, etc., etc. My recommendation for you is that you have everything in one place. So wherever you're choosing to host your website is where you are going to build your lead pages. It is where you are going to build your funnels. It is where your email marketing system is going to be. It's all going to be in one spot, one lot of hosting, one login. You don't need to worry about all these different providers. It's all happening in one location. That would be my biggest tip to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And yeah, we use that particular system on the weekend, which is, where everything is done. This is why it works so fast. So guys, thank you, Kylie. I'm just going to go through a few logistical things as we finish up these calls, but stay on so they can see your pretty face. All right. So guys, with UBS, we do have annual memberships. The reason we brought those out is because we run live events in Melbourne, Adelaide, and Sydney. So this particular membership is just $247, but I don't want to go through. I do this every week, but you can see there on the bottom left-hand side how much you get for it. Over $6,000 worth of value, because you actually get a 2-day brand accelerator masterclass training to attend, as well as my inner circle membership, which normally is $500. So all of these things separately, in addition to your free 10 tickets to attend the live events. I think this membership is super awesome for people anywhere in the world, because just the online component is well over $247. So it gives you online, offline support, 2-day live training. It's super amazing. If you are interested in becoming a member, then just send me a message, private message me, or there's an email there on the screen. Secondly, this is just the announcement of the city events. So let me just give you the links in the chat box. So Sydney is happening 10th of May. Oh, it's today. Today's the 10th of May. So if you're in Sydney and you want to check out a live event, go there. Here's the link. Adelaide is on the 17th of May, so 1 week from today. So I'll just give you the link in that box as well. And Melbourne is on the 26th of May. Now, slight different change to this as the speaker, because last week I announced it was going to be Charlie, my Facebook ads guy, but we actually have got someone also in that space that educates others on how to do Facebook ads. So there's going to be some other components in it as well. Samantha Jensen will be the speaker there. And lastly, I have a couple of spots left in the hot seat days that we run here at my house. You can see a little image of them there. They are 2 more left in the 14th of June and 4 on the 26th of July. So these are the 90-day blueprint planning sessions that we do with people in a very intimate group in our home. So all of that information, if you've missed something and you're curious, just send me a message and obviously jump on Kylie's call. So want to start, this was my last slide, want to create passive income but don't know where to start, Kylee is your girl. So go attend that webinar. You'll learn lots. I know there's been lots of questions. There always are questions around these topics. Even I have been asking her 1,000,001 questions. So, thank you for being here. Just a couple of thank you, Kylee. That was brilliant. And I'm not so afraid of marketing. Laugh out loud from Grace.
Excellent.
And are we going to get Charlie in the coffee chat to talk about Facebook ads? Yeah, I can get that organized, Grace. I will be having a month off. I think next Monday is going to be our last one for a little while, just because I'm going to take a month off. We're going to Thailand. We're having some balance, right, back into our life. Just final question from Adam. Kylee, need to have a one-on-one, please. Maybe Adam friend Kylee. Kylee Ellis.
Talk more about that.
Exactly. And yeah, so her name is spelled, you can see it. You can see how her, Ellis, E-L-L-I-S. So PM her and she can send you a link. Okay, cool. So thanks so much. All right, we're off. I'm going to get off. I'll chat to you, Adam, in a second. And thank you, Kylie, once again.
No
I'll
problem.
see you on Friday to kick your butt. Treat.
I can't wait.
See ya.